how to choose two different realities at the same time that are contradicting each other. So I'm tired and I'm awake are two opposite realities. Now I can hold both of them in my awareness as being true at the same time. I'm broke and I'm fully abundant. I can hold two of those realities at the same time in my awareness, both of them being true at the same time. Not one a little and then the other little, but both at the same time. I can feel overweight and I can feel slim at the same time. I can be old and I'm absolutely rejuvenated at the same time. Those are two different realities. So this video, I want to talk about that you can hold both realities in the same time. And why the heck would you like to do that? Good question. Thanks for asking. Because we can, especially when it comes to manifestation, right? And I'm not into manifestation, but often we are, and that's how we do life. We have something we don't like. For example, you're broke, or you have very little, or you feel the scarcity. And that's reality. That's what's happening for you. And that's what you feel all the time. So how do you counteract that? Is by perhaps, I don't know what you do, saying things like I'm abundant, or feeling into that, or ignoring this, or feeling already that you're rich, or I don't know how you do it. Often we ignore, or we are in the middle of it and we indulging in it and we suffering and it feels horrible and we fighting and surviving. Okay, that's the most, I always forget, but that's what most people do. And then when you're a bit more awake and you realize it's something I can do with this, then you start playing with it. Now, if you follow me a bit, I've been playing with it, and I'm now looking for a job. I now have some job interviews, and let's see how that's going. And there is still a bit of that, because at the moment the financial situation is like, could be better, or it could be worse. Could be worse, could be better. No, that's not the opposite. But, so the other day, and this is what this video is about. I'm rambling about myself, talking about insight on this spiritual journey that I don't hear being talked so much from a just daily, day to day, what am I coming across awareness, right? It's mostly from the bigger pictures. It's just do surrender more. Hold these two realities. Okay. And you're like, how? But how? So I'm just exploring the how and share that with you. So it's not scripted. It's just what comes in my mind. And so sometimes it sounds a bit like rambling, but join along if you feel like it. And if you like it, even gives it a thumbs up or whatever you like. So here we are, the two. The other day, I'm like, I feel so fucking vulnerable sharing this, but okay, I can always not put it out, right? But I know myself, I will. So I crunch. Shall I? Okay. I don't know, just I'm gonna pause for a moment. Short contemplation. Okay. I had a job interview and I was really happy with that, and it went very well. I haven't heard back, it was just recently, 2 days ago. And I saw a coffee shop, and in the olden days I would just go there and celebrate, have a coffee and a cake and celebrate my win. Regardless if I get the job, I just liked the interview. I just thought it went really well and I enjoyed doing that job interview. I enjoyed it. That was my win. And so I passed there and I thought, yeah, but that costs money, and especially if the center of Amsterdam. And I rather spend that on good food or, well, and I don't have that much. So would I really want to spend it on that? And I walked on and I bought myself a little bit of chocolate, and that was my celebration while I walked home. And it was raining that day, and it was like a short hour walk. I could have taken public transport, and that was not so much a money thing. It's more like I really like to be out and walking along the canals in Amsterdam. It was a beautiful walk, and I didn't mind the rain, and I felt very, and I need to say this because for what I say next, I felt very joyful, very happy what had just happened, and I felt content with myself and all that. But also, and two things, and at the same time, actually it's nice, two things, at the same time I felt a little contraction within me, within my belly, a little contraction of the fact I felt I couldn't afford that. And I felt I couldn't do what I used to do, what I love doing. Just take it easy, have a coffee, and don't even think about it. Can I afford this or not? And nowadays, I need to think about that, which is fine, but I noticed and I notice when I talk about it, it's still. So, fucking hell. Why am I doing this to myself? Sharing this with you. So this is the vulnerable part, me sharing this with you, that there was so little money. And I'm going to cry. So that contraction, and you will notice when I continue talking why I'm sharing this with you, because it was so valuable to learn from that. So the contraction. So later I'm home. Oh, come on. And I'm like, contraction, right? Okay. Now I would say, that's only 2 days ago, my learning now is like, okay, I would just leave it there. A contraction. Okay. That's okay. You can be here, totally fine. But I made it a meaning something. I made it, the contraction is that I'm smaller and I'm less significant. And I mean less. Gosh, it's still there. Okay, thank you. And let me do the same now. And these tears are here, wanting to come. My throat is clenching. And the meaning I give it now is I haven't healed something. I'm not in the right place yet. It's not true. So I can be with that feeling and these emotions and this happening. Two things, right? Yes, I'm not. Keep on recording. You might think, just stop, darling, stop. But this is life. This is what's happening, right? So what do you do in this moment? That's what I want to share. I don't know yet. It's going to happen right now because we're in it. You and me, because you're still here. Thank you. Thank you for that. It's also okay if you leave. Don't worry. I'm fine. So what's happening now? I give it meaning. There's something that I haven't looked at yet. That's what was going on in my mind. Something that I haven't cleared yet. And I'm a psychologist. This is so my nature. There's something that is off. I look at it. I become aware of it. I heal it by working with it. I don't think that's what's needed. All that is requested of me, and let's do that as we speak. This is happening. I'm just being aware. This is happening. I feel the emotions. I feel pressure. I feel this is clenching. And it doesn't mean anything. Can I go to the place where I feel there's one reality where that all needs to be healed and needs a lot of attention, and at the same time go to the reality where I don't need to do anything with it. I just can acknowledge it. I just can notice it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just noticing it being there. So it can mean a lot about me, and at the same time, it means nothing about me. It doesn't mean anything. It's just there. And I could say it's because it's old, blah, blah, blah. That's this one. This one is just there. That's okay. And I love, no, let's first go to the accept. I accept that that's just there. And then I really love that that just shows up here on a YouTube video, which I was not expecting. Well, stop sharing the most vulnerable things then, Alice. But anyway, I was not expecting that to come through because I did something with it yesterday, and here still it is impacting me. What I did yesterday. So I'm just holding, wait for a moment. I'm just holding those both realities, right? So that is a great first thing. And I still feel this now. I feel my stomach as well. It's here. Here it's getting less. So there's moving a little. So here is where I could give that a lot of meaning. There's things within me that I haven't processed. And the other awareness and reality that I hold at the same time, it's an and, this and that it doesn't mean anything. It's just there, showing up. And there's probably a whole story why, but that's okay. It's just okay that's here, that's all. And from here, I even love that that shows up today. And I love that that shows up right now while I'm recording. So we have live in action, showing how things show up in life and what I do with it. I don't know what you do with it, but this is what I do with it. Could have talked about it. That's what was my intention, talk about it. But here it's in action. So I love that. This one doesn't really. This one feels very cringe about this. This feels like, why are you freaking overexposing? And you're looking for jobs. People might look at this. They're not going to hire you. That one is there. And this one is like, and that's okay. Then those are not the people you want to work with. And this one is like, okay. So both realities, right? From here, I'm loving it that this is happening. Isn't this great? Okay. Oof. And the moment I say that, I'm loving it. Isn't this great? Ooh, it feels already so much lighter. Still a little bit, but so much lighter. So what I did yesterday, I took it a step further, and that's why I wanted to make this video. Let me think. I tried to go, or went, yesterday I did, went to the space of neutrality. And I took the looking for jobs, needing the finances of that, and because my cost of living are very high, living in the center of Amsterdam. I'm in love living here, so I want to have a job to make that possible. While I'm in a transition of, I stopped what I've been doing. I had a big program, and I felt it was enough. It's finished, and I'm starting something new, which is LightLiving. It's a community where we're going to do all beautiful things. It's already open, so feel welcome. And there's other things that I feel want to be birthing, but there's an income lack for quite some months now, and so that cost that's draining on me. So hence I'm looking for a job and do what I'm doing here in my business at the same time. It doesn't require so much of my time, so there's time for, and it's also exciting to go into the world and see how that goes in real life, right? Real living things. I've been behind the screen for 5 years, and before that had my own practice, work with groups and everything without camera, because you could do still, well, I can do it in person now, but that was because the pandemic hit. Anyway, I don't need to explain that. I'm over explaining. So what I did yesterday was, I want to neutralize this with the idea, if I'm neutral, if I don't have an attachment to the money or the job or to things needing to work out, if I could be really neutral about this, and I can be this, because the non-neutrality is separation. Here's my human, here's my multidimensionality, higher self, universe, God, whatever you call it. And when I'm neutral, then I'm seated, I'm in one place, I have my essence, I'm aligned, I'm one with it all as the human. I'm not separate from my highest self, my essence, my everything. I'm one with it. So I want to be one with it. I don't want to be separate. But I'm still, there is some separation. I feel, and that was when I noticed that first when I was walking on the street. So my old self went more into it. And then I was talking with my friend Agnes, and she says, and I was listening also to Adamus Saint-Germain in, you want to listen to the last one of January, their Shout. You can find it on YouTube as well, the January one, where he talks about the end, what I'm discussing now. So I was talking with my friend about it as well, and I said, okay, then let me sit down by myself and do this. I'm taking long to introduce this, right? So what I did, the one where I went to neutralize the fear and all that, I need to go to a place of acceptance. So it's two realities. One is the old, where I'm still trying to make it happen in separation and work on it and believing it might fail, or the worries I have or whatever might show up there. And this is the one where there's no separation and where I know I'm fully abundant and everything always works out for me, because it has done my whole life. Everything always works out for me. I had actually a very easy life, and I created a lot myself, which, anyway, I'm not going to brag there. But I believed everything always works out for me. I find houses so easily. That I live here in the center next to a canal in the most beautiful neighborhood of Amsterdam, I believe, is because of that non-separation of knowing that would just come to me. I didn't even look so much because I felt it was a bit waste of time looking, because I know it would come to me, as all the houses have always come to me. As money, as clients, as things, it always came to me. And now I started to, something happened and I started to believe it can't. And the reason why, I know it's years ago, where I thought whatever I'm doing, which worked fine, which I could live from fine, I believed I need to scale up and I need to become bigger. And I started to hire coaches, work with coaches. And then what coaches do, they use their model, try that model, and then a big model, and worked with that for a year. And then in the end decided, it just doesn't resonate with me. It's not how I operate. I'm someone who switches very quickly. And I don't want to be stuck in the old and doing the same thing there. And so there I went wrong, thinking I need to scale up. Anyway, that was the reason why in the end I decided no more. And then everything came tumbling down. Because then I stopped that big program, or I have it gone on for a few months. After I decided that, for half a year actually, because I had so many coaching calls. The program still exists, but I'm not in it per se. You can do it self-paced. Beautiful. But I moved on from there, so I don't want to be involved in that so much anymore. Anyway, too much explaining. But there was fear, like for a bit I have been just like, if I just focus on this, everything will work out. But it didn't, because I was doing that from separation. And now I just sat with it. Let me get to what I did yesterday, finally. And thought of all the things, and all the fear, and all the things that could not work out. I would not get a job. I would not get the money. And what I'm setting up now is not going to work. And nobody's coming. And you know, all the things that might go wrong, and all the things that maybe have a little bit of fear within me. I sat with it, I felt through it, and let it all be felt. And then at a certain point, I started to talk to myself, but maybe what else is there, right? Oh, maybe that, and well, I can always move out and go and live with my mom and blah, blah, blah. I made a whole storyboard of it. I don't know if that's needed, but that's what I did. At a certain point, I was just laughing with it, and I was like, okay, if that happens, actually, I went with so many stories. It could go there or left or right, or I sell everything. I just fly somewhere and where it's warmer and whatever. I just came up with so many, like, it's actually fine. Even if that all falls apart, I can deal with it. It actually works out. I can think of how that works out great for me. I can work with that. So even if that all falls apart, I'm fine with it. I felt yesterday. I neutralized it. I'm okay with it. I felt the emotions. I felt where was still some limitations there or fears. I sat with it. I dealt with it. I neutralized it, not in the sense that I will not focus on it anymore. It's there. And it's okay, it's there, right? The fear doesn't need to go. It's okay if that happens. And then the other one is once that was done, I was like, okay, our reality is all these possibilities, right? I was just playing out one timeline, but there's all these timelines that are simultaneously here. There's all these options that are simultaneously here. So what do I want to choose? So I was like, okay, first I want to have a great job that I enjoy. And so I went on a bit, and then I was like, I didn't feel too much excited about it. And then there was someone, I just imagine all these timelines are here. And then here was a timeline that was, there's just enough of everything. That might be through a great job, that might be to a lousy job, that might be to no job, that might come because my business is taking off again because I feel the energy of it, or it might just fall out of the air, or whatever. It's all fine. I choose if that's something I can choose, I choose that. And I was sitting with it and feeling like, oh, yeah, that feels so good. Now, I don't know if I fully chose it or if that was really like, I don't know. That's what I did yesterday. So I really like, be okay with everything. Be okay if it falls, everything falls away and nothing works. And be okay if it works absolutely well. Both of these realities I can hold now. I can be all right with. It's okay, it doesn't matter. But if you ask me what I prefer that one. I can have a preference. And my preference is there. If I can choose, and I can choose because I'm the creation of my reality. So I choose that one. Thank you. And that's then it. So when I'm here then emotional on screen with you, I'm like, what did I not do well? Or did I miss something? And all I need to do is just allow that. Okay, this is part of this. It's okay. That can be there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Let it not mean anything. Because the moment I put meaning to it, then it says something about me, and then I feel even more, ugh. Just allow it to be there. It can also be there. And this is what I chose, can be there at the same time. So now I don't have to look for it and not having it appear and thinking this is not working, because I'm okay if this appears like it did now, and I'm okay if I find money on the street. That's also fine. It can all coexist. But I'm choosing that one. And I'm not freaking out what it does. I'm not freaking out when something happens. Well, I was freaking out a bit to share that with you, but not for the fact that it shows up. not for the fact it's there, right? And what I felt yesterday was so much more space, so much more energy, there was a lot of joy. Also the joy, like if it all falls apart, yay. And if it all works out, yay. And it all works out. There's no actually falling apart and working out. It all works out. It's all working out, whatever the scenario will be. Beautiful sharing. And sharing it with you makes it even more tangible for me. So thank you for allowing me to share that with you. I wonder how that's working out for you. It's a song, right? How that's working out for you. How that's working out for you. Okay, I can't rap. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so I'm going to play more with that this week's, and doing both, holding both at the same time, and see if I can neutralize that so that I'm not attached to this outcome or that outcome. Attachment is important. It doesn't have to be this one. It can also turn out as this one. It doesn't matter. I'm not attached. I'm just saying, well, if I have a choice, which I have, then I choose that one. Where money's just arriving and everything is just so easy. And I can have my coffee and cake in that feeling of ease. All right, let's leave it there, shall we? What a journey, man. Just half an hour together. I'm like, what the shifts. For me it happened. I don't know. Maybe for you as well. Love doing this with you. Thank you for being here, and love you. See you again in another video. My intention is to do that every Monday. Sometimes it's a day later, but every week. Love to show up here if I have something to share. So far, the last 2 years, I don't know how, I have things to share every week. Crazy. All right. Much love. Bye-bye.